In 1783, deep in the frozen Canadian wilderness, money didn't look like gold or silver, it looked like this. An indigenous trapper slides a winter beaver pelt through an iron-spiked corporate grill. In return, a clerk hands him a stamped brass coin called a made beaver. This single private corporation, operating out of a cobblestone street in London, legally owned 1.5 million square miles of land, that is 10 times the size of Germany. And they conquered it all using the biology of a water-dwelling rodent as their central bank. It began with a mini ice age and a bizarre European fashion obsession, the beaver felt hat. To the aristocracy, it was the ultimate luxury status symbol. But Europe had hunted its own beavers to near extinction. In 1670, King Charles II signed a royal charter granting the Hudson's Bay Company absolute monopoly over every river draining into Hudson Bay. The strategy was a masterpiece of asset-light efficiency. They didn't build cities, they built fortified coastal factories. They outsourced the dangerous labor of trapping to the locals and invented the made beaver currency. They controlled both sides of the ledger, unilaterally deciding how many tokens a pelt was worth and how many tokens a wool blanket cost. It was a closed-loop monopoly that generated 50% annual dividends for its shareholders. But wealth this massive breeds predators. By the late 1800s, a ruthless rival emerged, the Northwest Company. They intercepted trappers inland, flooded the wilderness with cheap rum to induce debt loops, and waged a literal corporate hot war. Forts were burned, canoe brigades were ambushed. The violence peaked in 1816 with a bloody massacre. Facing total financial ruin from private armies and stolen inventory, the British government forced a merger. The Hudson's Bay Company didn't just survive, it absorbed its rival, expanding its corporate sovereignty to the Pacific Ocean. At its peak, the company ran an intricate risk-shifting engine. If an ecological crash happened, the trappers starved. The corporate balance sheet remained perfectly insulated. The company actively banned farming and colonization for generations. A farmer cuts down trees and destroys the natural habitat of the fur supply. They deliberately kept a continent wild to protect their margins. By the late 19th century, fashion shifted to silk and the isolation dissolved. In 1869, the company executed the ultimate real estate exit strategy, selling its land back to Canada but retaining the urban acres surrounding their posts. Today, those posts are the downtown financial cores of Canada's major cities, and the company still operates as a major luxury retail brand. Lessons? The most lucrative business model isn't selling a product, it's owning the underlying infrastructure, the ecosystem, and the currency of the market itself. Don't forget to like and subscribe.